Siddharth and I welcome you to my online guitar lessons. So in this video we are going to discuss about the basic parts of the guitar, the way we do the session and the exercises that you need to practice when you are first getting started with the guitar. So here it goes. So discussing about the basic parts of the guitar, in the guitar we have this part is known as the body, this part over here, this block, this is known as bridge, and if you see this pins over there, these pins are known as bridge pins. Now this hole over here, this hole is known as sound hole. Since it's an acoustic guitar, so this is a hollow body and the sound comes from this part. Now coming over here, this entire part is called as the neck of the guitar, and this part over here, this is called as the headstock, or you can simply call it as head. And now this white part over here, this part is known as the nut. So whatever the part which is above the nut, we call it as headstock. Now coming to the top part of the fret neck, this top part of the neck is known as the fretboard. This spaces over here, if you can see, these are known as frets. So it starts from here, so this is our first fret, this is our second fret, third, and it goes on. Now after this, the most important part of the guitar is obviously the strings. So we have got 6 strings on the guitar. So it starts with first over here, so first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So this is, always remember, this is our first string and this is our 6 strings. Now after knowing the names, the most important part of the string learning is the names of the strings. So the names of the strings are as follows. So the first string name is E, the second string name is B, the third is G, the fourth is D, the fifth is A, and the sixth is E. So knowing the guitar string names is a very important tool when you are practicing the guitar. So it's quite important that you should learn the names of the guitar. Now after the guitar string names, we move on to the various exercises that you need to do when you are getting first started with the guitar. So the first exercise is always with the right hand. So what you are going to do with the right hand, you are getting a pick. So this is a pick. The way you are going to hold it is like this. So you just need to grab it and make the grip should be not too much tight or not too much loose, like it should not slip out of your fingers. So you should maintain a firm grip over it. So now what you have to do with this hand is you just have to do downstroke. Now what is a downstroke? So basically when you are hitting a string with a downward motion, so let's say you are hitting it with the pick with just downstroke, so we call this motion as a downstroke. So what you'll have to do is you have to do downstroke and upstroke. So you have to start with the 6th string and going to the 1st string. So here it goes. So you'll have to first practice this exercise. We also call this exercise as an open string exercise. So what basically an open string is, so when you are not pressing any fret on the string and you are playing just the string, so we call this string as open string. And the opposite is when you are pressing any fret on the guitar, so that's what we call as a closed string. So this exercise is an open string exercise, so all you have to do from 6th string to the 1st string, and the same you are going from the 1st string to the 6th string. The thing which you have to take care here is you'll have to keep the same motion of the pick. For example, if you are doing downstroke and upstroke, so you are going to start with here and you are going to the 1st string, and when you are going back, so you'll have to do the same motion like downstroke and upstroke. Okay, so this is the first exercise that you need to do. Now after that, there is just one more addition in this exercise. What you'll have to do here is you'll just have to double the stroke. So earlier you were doing downstroke and upstroke. Now what you'll have to do is you'll have to do down, up, down, up. And same reverse. So now, once you're getting used to with this, or when you're getting comfortable with this exercise, we will move on to the next exercise. So this whole point of practicing this exercise with the right hand is letting your fingers know that what are the gap between the strings are and how much pick motion you need to do to get from one string to the other string. So now when you're done with this right hand, so we'll move on to the second hand. So with this exercise, with this hand, what you'll have to do here is you'll have to just use each fingers on each fret. So for example, use your first finger on the first fret, and then second finger on the second fret, third on the third, and fourth on the fourth. So basically when you're doing the first finger with the first fret, you'll have to do downstroke over here. So we are on the 6th string, and first is first finger first fret downstroke, and then second finger second fret upstroke, third finger third fret downstroke, fourth upstroke. So this exercise uses a series of downs and up over right hand, and over here you are using 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers on each fret. So this exercise you'll have to practice from the 6th string to the 1st string. So it goes like this: down, up, down, up. And when you reach to the 1st string, what you'll have to do is you'll have to just go reverse 4, 3, 2, 1 pattern. So 4, 3, 2, 1. So this exercise starts from the top to the 1st, and then when you're going to the 1st to the top, you are going in a reverse way. So the aim of this exercise is getting a sync between your left and right hand, which is the most important thing when you're playing guitar. So after this exercise, you will have a basic grip on the instrument. Like for example, you will be able to press the frets properly. And just keep in mind, when you're practicing this exercise, never rush for the speed. Like for example, always try to get the clarity of the note. That's the most important point you'll have to follow over here. So always focus on that. So when you're first practicing this exercise, so always try to go very slow. So always try to figure out the clarity of notes. That's the most important thing. So now after this exercise, when you're done with the both right and left hand practicing, so practice this exercise for a couple of days. So once you get used to getting comfortable in this exercise shape, then what we'll do is we'll move on to the scale. Now let me give you a short introduction about the scale, what basically a scale is. So scale is a group of notes which when played they sound like an order. So now what's an order? So order is basically when you're going lower to higher note or higher to lower note. So let me play a scale. You will figure out by the sound here. So it goes like this. So if you have heard this, so you might have felt like I'm going lower to higher. When I play it reverse, so now it feels like it's going higher to lower. Sorry, lower to higher. So when I'm going forward, it's like lower to higher, and when I'm going reverse, I'm going from higher to lower. So that's the basic fundamental of a scale. And what we learn in a scale is, for example, the shape which we played over here, we will practice how to play this shape in different parts of the guitar. So let's say I have played this scale like this. I can also play this scale like so there are various places on the instrument or groups or the shapes which you can say, which we will learn to play the same scale over different areas of the guitar. So why do we need basically to play this different areas of the guitar? So when you play this same bunch of notes over different areas of the guitar, so we get the knowledge of notes over different parts of the guitar, and we get a different pitch of this pitch of the note. So we will get to this in the after classes when we start. So after this, when you are playing or practicing a scale, the next thing which we will learn is practicing the scale in different exercises. Now what basically exercise, the exercise which you'll have to practice over here. So it goes like, for example, you will have to practice like 2 notes. And reverse. So this exercise, the thing which I played over here is I just played the same scale notes, but I played them in a group of 2. So I played like C, D, D, E, E, F, F, G, G, A, B, B, C. So that will be the first exercise that we practice on the instrument, on the scale section. So now after scale, like when we are learning scale, we will also start learning short melodies which are used from that scale note. So let's say we practice the C major scale. The scale which I played just here, that was C major scale. So now let's say after practicing the C major scale, we can use the same bunch of notes to play our like happy birthday melody. So if you see here, what I played in this melody, it was all based on just the same scale. Even I can play the same over different part of the guitar. And so on. So the main idea behind this is playing the same thing on different areas of the guitar. So that will give you a better knowledge of fretboard and the notes. So now after learning the scale, we will move on to the chords. So now what basically a chord is just a group of notes just like a scale, but the way we play the chord is different than that of a scale. So when we are playing a scale, what we are doing is we are playing one note at a time, but when we are playing a chord, we'll be playing it together. So I'll just give you a difference between the scale and a chord. So I'll first play a scale. You see here I played each note at a time, but when I play a chord, I have pressed few notes group and I played it all together. So that's what a chord is, and the notes which we choose in a chord, they're all used from that same scale itself. So we will get to this later. So the thing is, the main difference between a scale and a chord is scale is played one note at a time and a chord is played group of notes at a time. And in chords we also learn how to strum it. Like, what do we mean by strumming is, for example, when you are playing the group of notes together, there are different ways you can hit the pick over the strings, or you just, for example, you can just do a downstroke motion, or you can do a down up, or you can do various patterns like. So that's what we mean by a strumming. So strumming are of various type, in which, like for example, if you practice different strumming patterns, so you will understand how it works in a song. So that's quite important for practicing in the song point of view. So that's what we call as strumming. So the first thing, if I repeat all the things that we start in our session, is first we know the basic parts of the instrument, then we know the names of the string, then we know how to play and practice different exercises on the guitar that will get your fingers used to on the frets as well as here on the right hand side. Basically the building up this sync between both the fingers. And the next will be the scales. So we'll practice the scale, we will see how to play the same scale in different positions of your guitar, and then we'll also see how to play different short melodies on the scale, just like the one which I played Happy Birthday over here. So like that we'll also learn different melodies over different parts of the guitar. And then after scales we practice chords, and in chords we learn how to play different types of chord, be it an open chord. Open chord is the chord where the strings are open and it's used in a home position. So we'll learn everything about this home position and different shapes when we in our classes. So maybe this is like open shape, this is an open shape, and this is a bar shape. So we'll learn different types of chord shapes and their positions in the guitar. And after the chords and the scale, we will learn different songs of different genres. Like let's say a song from Led Zeppelin, Stair to Heaven, so which goes like this. So this was a song from Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. So we will be learning different genres of this music. For example, like this song, we will also learn how to play blues, like. And so on. So that's how the way we do the session, and that's the way we learn the instrument in a different way, like practicing the scales in a musical form. And the most important thing about practicing the scale is you should be able to use it in a musical way. So scale is a musical thing, and just like playing it straight up and down, you won't feel like it's giving you any musical feel. But when you start playing in a different patterns, like for example, if I just play the scale in a simple way, so it just gives us a feeling of just a bunch of notes which is going from lower to higher or higher to lower. But when we start playing different patterns on this one, let's like. So basically just playing different patterns on it, it will start to sound musical. So that's what we learn, that's what we understand when we are practicing a scale, how to use the notes melodically and musically. So yes, that's the way we do the session, and the way we learn the session is quite from the very elementary level, starting from the all levels like basic, beginners, intermediate and advanced. So yeah, so just let me know how you do how you want to take the sessions, and yeah, so let's get started after that. Thank you.